Hi everyone, I'm Olivia Stanford and welcome to today's full body plyometric and reaction training workout. This session is designed to improve your power, speed, coordination, and overall athletic performance using a combination of upper body, lower body, core, agility, and reaction-based exercises. We'll also emphasize proper form, controlled movement, and safe progressions so you can build explosive strength without increasing injury risk. We'll begin with a dynamic warm-up to prepare your muscles, joints, and nervous system for fast, high-intensity movements. Then we'll move into our main program of upper and lower body plyometrics, trunk power exercises, quickness and reaction drills, agility ladder steps, and finally a cool down to lower your heart rate and restore mobility. Throughout the session, I'll guide you through the purpose of each exercise, how to set it up correctly, how to perform each movement safely, and key muscles being trained. Remember, focus on good technique first, move with intention, and adjust intensity as needed. Let's get started. I would also like to give a disclaimer that in my plan, I did say 3 sets of 10 for each exercise. However, for time purposes, I am only doing 1 set of 10 for each of these exercises throughout the video. To begin our general warm-up, we will be doing a walk to jog to run. The purpose of this is to gradually increase your heart rate, loosen your joints, and improve circulation. You're going to do this by starting off with a relaxed walk on the treadmill for 3 minutes, then transition into a moderate jog for 1 minute, and then a light run for 1 minute. Be sure to maintain upright posture. Some common errors during this exercise would be overstriding, slouching forward, or shallow breathing. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, hip flexors, core, and postural back muscles. Next, we will be cycling for 4 minutes. The purpose of this is to create a low-impact warm-up and to raise the temperature in the lower body. When on the cycle, be sure to maintain a steady cadence, a slight bend in the knee at the bottom of the pedal stroke. Some common errors are flaring your knees outward and upper body swaying. The main muscles used during this exercise are the quads, hamstrings, glutes, calves, and core stabilizers. Next, we will be doing jumping jacks for 3 sets of 10. The purpose of this is for a full body activation and to increase the heart rate. You're going to jump with your feet apart while raising your arms overhead and then return to the start with control. Common errors are minimal arm movement and loud or harsh landings. The main muscles during this exercise are the deltoids, traps, pecs, quads, glutes, calves, and core. Next, we will be doing lunge stretches. These activate the legs, improve your hip mobility, and prepare you for power work. To do this, you're going to step forward into a lunge position, lower your knee towards the floor, and push through the heel to stretch all the way forward. You're going to hold for 15 seconds on each leg. Some common errors are do not allow your knee to collapse inward and be sure to not overreach on the step. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the glutes, quads, hamstrings, hip flexors, adductors, and core. Next, we will be doing 30 seconds of mountain climbers. This exercise activates the core and creates a dynamic hip warm-up. Some common errors are having your hips too high or low or bouncing your torso. The muscles used in this exercise are the core, hip flexors, deltoids, serratus, and quads. Next up is butt kicks. The purpose of this exercise is to activate the hamstrings for explosive movements. The common errors in this exercise are leaning back or having a slow tempo. The muscles used for this exercise are the hamstrings, calves, and glutes. We will now be doing high knees. The purpose of this is to improve hip flexor activation and running mechanics. Some common errors are dropping your chest or landing too heavily. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the hip flexors, quads, calves, and core. For the last part of our warm-up, we will be doing arm swings. This is a horizontal abduction and adduction. The purpose of this is to warm the shoulders and chest and to improve mobility. Some common errors are shrugging your shoulders or going too fast. The most used muscles throughout this exercise are the deltoids, pecs, rhomboids, and traps. Now let's get into our main exercise portion. First, we will be doing upper body plyometrics. The first exercise in upper body plyometrics is medicine ball slams. First, we're going to start with doing some downward slams. The purpose of this is to develop upper body power and core force production. You're going to lift the ball, drive it straight downward, catch it, and do it again. Be sure to use your hips and core. Some common errors are rounding your back or having a weak follow-through. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the lats, deltoids, core, glutes, hip extensors, and forearms. Next up, we'll be doing rotational downward slams. This is similar to the last exercise, except we're adding a rotation. The purpose of this is to train rotational explosiveness. You're going to rotate your torso and bring the ball across your body to slam down toward the floor. Some common errors would be twisting the knees instead of the hips. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the obliques, lats, deltoids, core, and glutes. For our last variation of slams, we're going to be doing alternating side slams. The purpose of this is to improve lateral and core power and coordination. You're going to pivot your feet, rotate your torso, and slam the ball side to side. Common error would be lack of hip rotation. The muscles used are the obliques, deltoids, lats, glutes, and core stabilizers. For our second exercise in the upper body plyometric section, we will be doing chest pass with a medicine ball. The first variation is going to be a simple standing chest pass. This builds explosive pushing strength. You're going to hold the ball at your chest and extend your arms forcefully to pass it to your partner. A common error would be dropping your elbows or arching your back. The muscles used are the pec major, triceps, anterior deltoids, and core. Next, we will be doing a chest pass, but adding a step. The purpose of this is to combine lower body drive with pushing power. You're going to step forward as you push the ball outward and toss it to your partner. Some common errors would be weak step or leaning back. The muscles used here are the pecs, triceps, deltoids, glutes, quads, and core. Lastly, we will be doing a kneeling chest pass. The purpose of this is to remove leg involvement and to isolate the upper body explosiveness. You're going to kneel tall, keep your core tight, and push the ball forward while throwing to your partner. A common error to avoid would be arching your lower back. The muscles used here are the chest, triceps, deltoids, and core. Our next exercise modality is going to be lower body plyometrics. Our first exercise set is going to be standing jumps. We're going to start with vertical jumps. These improve vertical jump height and lower body power. You're going to dip down, explode upward with an arm swing, and land softly. Some common errors here would be stiff landings or inward knees. The main muscles used are the glutes, quads, hamstrings, calves, and core. Next, we are going to be doing forward barrier jumps. These help to improve reactive power and coordination. You're going to choose the barrier of your liking. I used some kettlebells. Jump over the barrier with quick takeoff and landing. Some common errors are pausing for too long in between the jumps, and the main muscles used for this are the quads, glutes, hamstrings, calves, and core. Next, we'll be doing backwards barrier jumps. The purpose of this is to strengthen posterior chain and backward agility. Similarly to the forward barrier jumps, you're going to step or hop backwards over the barriers of your choice with control. Once again, I did use kettlebells. Some common errors are looking down too much or uneven landing. The muscles used here would be the glutes, hamstrings, calves, spinal stabilizers, and core. Our second exercise in the lower body plyometric section are going to be box jumps. For this exercise, you can use an actual box or you can use your resources. I personally used a curb. We're going to start off with regular box jumps. The purpose of this is to build lower body explosive strength. You're going to load your hips and then jump onto the box or curb and land soft and then step down. Some common errors would be jumping down, hitting your shins, or in this case, your toes on the box, or overreaching. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the glutes, quads, hammies, calves, and core. Next, we're going to be doing lateral box jumps. These improve lateral agility and explosive power. Similar to regular box jumps, you're going to just stand sideways and jump laterally onto the box or curb. Some common errors would be rotating your torso too excessively. The muscles used here are the glute medius, quads, hamstrings, calves, and obliques. Next up are single leg box jumps. These help to enhance unilateral power and balance. You're going to do this by jumping onto the box with pushing off from only one leg, but landing softly with both feet. Some common errors here would be caving your knee inward or losing balance. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, and core stabilizers. For our third modality, we're going to be doing trunk plyometrics. The first exercise in this category is going to be Russian twist with a medicine ball. For the first variation of this, we are going to be doing a Russian twist with a chest pass. As you can see in the video, I am using my heels to stabilize me as it is difficult to lift them off the ground. If you are capable of doing that while doing the Russian twist, please go ahead and do that. The purpose of this exercise is to train the rotational power within the upper body coordination. You're going to rotate your torso and do a full Russian twist and then do a chest pass to your partner. You can also use a wall if you don't have someone to help you. Some common errors if your feet are up is to be dropping them or to potentially round your back. The muscles used throughout this exercise are the obliques, rectus abdominis, deltoids, and hip flexors. Next, we will be doing a Russian twist with a slam. This helps to develop rotational and downward core power. To execute this, you're going to rotate and slam the ball beside your body. A common error would be overarching your lower back. The muscles used here are the obliques, lats, deltoids, and core stabilizers. Our last variation of Russian twist is going to be a Russian twist with the overhead throw. The purpose of this is for full rotational and overhead power. You're going to twist, lift the ball overhead, and throw it forward to your partner or a wall. Some common errors would be twisting your spine instead of your torso or hips. The muscles used here are the obliques, lats, deltoids, triceps, and abs. For our second exercise in the trunk plyometric section, we will be doing 45-degree sit-ups with a medicine ball. The first variation of this exercise is a sit-up plus an overhead toss. The purpose of this is to combine trunk flexion with overhead explosiveness. You're going to do a sit-up to 45 degrees and then toss the overhead ball from your chest. Toss the ball overhead from the chest. Some common errors here would be pulling your neck or holding your breath. The muscles used are the rectus abdominis, hip flexors, deltoids, and triceps. Next, we will be doing a sit-up plus a single hand toss. This challenges the anti-rotation control. You're going to sit up to 45 degrees and then toss the ball with one hand to your partner. Some common errors would be twisting your lower back too much. The muscles used here are the obliques, abs, deltoids, and pecs. Lastly, we will be doing a sit-up with a chest pass toss. The point of this is to strengthen the core and explosive chest drive. You're going to sit up to 45 degrees and then press the ball from a chest press to your partner or a wall. Some common errors would be using momentum or straining your neck. The muscles used here are the abs, pecs, deltoids, and triceps. For modality number 4, we will be doing quickness reaction drills with a tennis, medicine, or reaction ball. The first exercise within this category is reaction with a tennis ball. For our first reaction with a tennis ball, we will be doing wall tosses. The purpose of this is to improve hand-eye coordination and reaction speed. You're going to toss a ball to a wall and then catch it as it rebounds. Some common errors would be standing too close or having poor hand positioning. The muscles used here are the forearms, deltoids, upper back, and core. Next up is a stationary drop and react with the tennis ball. The purpose of this is to train quick starts and reaction timing. You are going to drop the ball and then catch it on the bounce. Some common errors would be delaying the first step. The muscles used here are the hip flexors, quads, calves, core, and forearms. Next, we will be doing a 3-point stance ball drop. This exercise requires a partner. The purpose of this is to practice explosive starts and reaction for sport movements. The execution of this would require the athlete to be in a 3-point stand and react to a ball being dropped by the partner. Some common errors would be rising before reacting. The muscles used here are the glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, and core. The second exercise in this category is going to be agility drills with the reaction ball. The first variation of this is going to be a simple roll. This will require a partner. The purpose of this is to train tracking of unpredictable movements. To do this, the athlete is going to react to a partner rolling the reaction ball. Some errors of this exercise might be staying flat-footed. The muscles used are the quads, glutes, calves, core stabilizers, and forearms. Next, we will be doing a drop and catch. The purpose of this is to improve hand quickness and foot reaction. The way you're going to do this is simply by dropping the ball yourself and reacting and trying to catch it. Some common errors would be hesitation or poor stance. The muscles used here are the hip flexors, quads, calves, deltoids, and core. Lastly, we will be doing a shuffle reaction drill. This will also require a partner. The purpose of this is to increase lateral agility in reactive direction changes. The way you're going to do this is the athlete is going to shuffle from side to side while tracking the ball when the partner throws it to them. They are going to move to catch the ball. Some common errors would be crossing your feet or having an upright posture. The muscles used here are the glute medius, quads, calves, obliques, and core. For the fifth exercise modality, we're going to be doing quickness reaction drills with a partner and no equipment. The first exercise in this category is stop and go reactive drills. We're going to start by doing a reactive straight sprint. This trains acceleration on command. The way you're going to execute this is stand side by side with your partner/coach, and you are going to follow along as they sprint forward and back. You need to pay attention to the signals. Some common errors would be leaning back on the start. The muscles used here are the glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, and core. Next is the reactive side shuffle. You're going to stand face to face with your partner and shuffle left to right based on your partner's cue. The purpose of this is to help with reactive lateral movement for a sport. Some common errors would be crossing your feet or having a slow push off. The muscles used are the glute medius, quads, calves, and obliques. Lastly, we will be doing a reactive crossover. The purpose of this is for rapid change of direction with crossover steps. The execution is going to be similar to the side shuffle. You're going to stand face to face with your partner and take their signals in which direction you're going to do a crossover quickly. Some common errors would be leaning your torso too excessively. The muscles used here are the hip flexors, adductors, glutes, and core. The second exercise in this modality are going to be mirror drills. For this, you're going to need a cone, or I used plastic cups. The first one we're going to be doing is a 2-cone mirror, and you're just going to have it in a straight line. The purpose is to train reactive lateral speed. An athlete is going to mirror their partner's left to right movements and follow along as quickly as they can. Some common errors would be standing upright or having a slow shuffle. The muscles used are the glute medius, quads, calves, and core. Next, we're going to be doing a 3-cone mirror. For this one, you're going to put the cones in a T shape. The purpose of this is to add forward and backward reaction changes. You're going to do similarly what you did in the 2-cone mirror by shuffling, sprinting, or backpedaling based on the partner's movement. Some common errors would be crossing your feet or having slow transitions. The muscles used are the glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, and core. Lastly, we will be doing a 4-cone mirror. This is going to be in the shape of a plus sign. The purpose of this is for multi-directional reaction and agility. Similarly to the first two variations, the athlete is going to mirror the partner across all 4 quadrants. Some common errors would be poor center of mass control. The muscles used are the glutes, hamstrings, quads, calves, core, and obliques. For our 6th and final exercise modality, we're going to be doing agility ladder speed drills. The first exercise in this section is going to be quick feet steps. The first variation is going to be a 1-step. The purpose of this is to improve feet speed and coordination. You're going to execute this by just doing 1 foot in each square with a quick rhythm. Some common errors are heavy landings or looking down constantly. The muscles used are the hip flexors, quads, calves, tibialis anterior, and core. Next, we will be doing side steps. The purpose of this is to provide lateral quickness and coordination. You're going to execute this by stepping laterally through the ladder with quick feet. Some common errors would be crossing your feet or having slow transitions. The muscles used are the glute medius, quads, calves, and core. Lastly, we'll be doing some crossover steps. The purpose of this is to improve hip rotation and lateral agility. You're going to execute this by crossing one foot over the other through the ladder pattern. Some people think this is called karaoke, so if you've ever done that, it's kind of similar. Some common errors would be twisting your torso too far. The muscles used are the hip flexors, adductors, glutes, calves, and obliques. For our second exercise in this category, we're going to be doing in and out drills. The first variation for this will be in, out, forward. The purpose of this is to train rhythm, foot speed, and coordination. To execute this, you're going to put 2 feet in the square, 2 feet out, and move forward, all the way down the ladder. Some common errors would be an uneven foot pattern. The muscles used are the quads, hip flexors, calves, and core. Next, we're going to be doing a lateral in, out. This is to create lateral rhythm and speed. The execution of this would be moving sideways through the ladder while doing in, out with quick repeated pattern. Some common errors would be crossing your feet. The muscles used are the glute medius, hip flexors, quads, and calves. And lastly, we will be doing a straddled in, out. The purpose of this is to provide hip stability and multi-directional coordination. To execute this, you're going to straddle outside the squares by stepping in, then out. So the in is in the boxes and the out is outside of the boxes. Some common errors are standing too tall or having poor foot placement. The muscles used are the glutes, quads, calves, and core. Now that we've finished our 6 modalities, it's time for a cool down. To start off our cool down, we're going to walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes at a slow pace. This is going to allow us to have gradual heart rate reduction and recovery. You're just going to walk at a light pace and give yourself time to breathe. Some common errors of this would be walking too fast for after an exercise. The muscles used are the quads, hamstrings, and calves. Now let's do some stretching. Our first stretch is going to be an overhead reach and side stretch. The purpose of this is to lengthen your lats, obliques, and intercostals. You're going to reach overhead and gently lean to one side or the other and hold for 15 seconds on each side. Please be sure to not overstretch. The muscles used are the lats, obliques, and shoulders. Next, we're going to be doing a calf stretch. You're going to need a wall for this. You're just going to prop your toes up on the wall and simply push until you feel the stretch, but not too far. The muscles used for this are the gastroc and soleus. This helps to reduce calf tightness. Some common errors would be lifting the heel or pushing yourself too far. You don't want pain. Next, we're going to be doing a butterfly stretch. This helps to stretch the groin and adductors. The purpose of this is also to improve hip mobility. Some common errors would be pushing your knees down too hard or trying to pull your heels in too far. Now it's time for knee to chest. The purpose of this is to help relax your lumbar spine. The muscles used are the glutes and the lower back. Be sure to not pull too forcefully. We will now be doing a child's pose. The purpose of this is to help the full back to decompress. The muscles used are the lower back, lats, and hips. Some common errors would be rounding your shoulders excessively. You're going to hold this for 30 seconds. Next, we're going to be doing what I believe is called a laying figure four. You're going to lay flat on the floor, bring one of your feet up to your knee, and create a shape of a four with your legs and your knees. This helps to reduce the hip tightness. The muscles used are the glutes, piriformis, and hips. Some common errors would be lifting your shoulders off the floor or arching your lower back. We will now be doing a seated figure four. You're going to cross one of your feet over the other knee and turn to stretch your spine. This helps to improve your spinal mobility as well as stretch your quads. The muscles used are the lower back and the quads. Some common errors would be over twisting or not twisting enough. Next, we will be doing the cobra pose. The purpose of this is to stretch the front of the body. The muscles used are the abs and hip flexors. If it's putting too much pressure on your lower back, you can kind of bend your elbows. You can see in the video that I end up doing that halfway through. Some errors would be forcing your lower back into extension. It will be painful, so like I said, bend those elbows a little. Next, we'll be doing some wrist flexion stretches. This helps to improve forearm mobility. The muscles used are the wrist extensors. Please be sure to not overstretch. You're going to hold for 15 seconds on each wrist. Lastly, we will be doing wrist extension stretch. This helps to reduce forearm tightness. The muscles used are the wrist flexors. Some common errors would be locking your elbows too harshly. Be sure and do 15 seconds on each hand. Awesome job today. You just completed a full body plyometric and reaction workout designed to build power, speed, and coordination. Keep focusing on good form, stay hydrated, and give your body time to recover. Thanks for training with me. See you next time. I'd like to give credit to the Strength and Conditioning textbook, my friend Sophia for helping me do these exercises, and CapCut for editing my video.